and I will be recording it. So I will be recording it so you can see this on YouTube too afterwards. Cool. So we'll wait a few more minutes and then we'll get started. Hope you're excited as I am. So I'll be sharing my screen. I think we'll get started. You can catch the replay if you're not online now. I'm just going to share my screen with you. So today we're going to be talking about mindfulness for social anxiety. It's something that I'm very passionate about and something I work in a lot. I've got a lot of patients who I work with who have social anxiety. And a brief description about me. So my name is Jagannath. During childhood, I had a lot of anxiety. I didn't even know. So I suffered a lot where I was very quiet and shy. And I thought this was just who I was. I always tried to fit in, seek validation from other people. And a lot of times I was super shy. And I didn't realize at the time, but there was a lot of anxiety within me. And I wasn't diagnosed with anxiety at a young age. I just kind of got through it. And what it led me to do is suffer in the sense that I was never myself. I found it hard to be myself. I was always trying to please other people. And I struggled a lot in social situations, especially meeting new people, where I would start panicking, I would start being anxious. However, I always had a smile on my face, and this was almost like my mask, with my protective layer that I had, and it helped me to stay calm and relaxed. But I still wanted to be myself, be able to express myself, and also just to be more confident and love myself. And it's something I struggled with, also being overweight when I was young. However, as I grew up, I think I got to a stage where I was super depressed. I didn't know where I wanted to go in life. And I was weighing my heaviest at 117 kg. I was struggling to get a job. I just didn't know where I wanted to go. And the one thing I felt at that time was stopping me was my anxiety. And every time I stepped forward, I felt like, the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I couldn't speak up. I would get nervous. I'd get shy. And there were some job interviews I didn't even go to because I was just so anxious about them. And it was over the course of maybe 4 to 5 years where I started to kind of delve deeper into my beliefs and really pluck out why I had anxiety from the first place, what caused it when I was younger, and understand how my whole body, my nervous system had shifted through my childhood to a point where certain situations just triggered my anxiety. And I didn't even know at that point why. But as I delved deeper and deeper and understood my why, the reason why these beliefs had formed, what was causing them, I was able to kind of step forward and take steps to overcome them. Now, it wasn't easy, and I don't want you to come to this webinar today and think, that's it, I'm going to fix anxiety straight away. That's not the case. The main message that I want you to take home today is, if you're suffering from anxiety, there is help out there. And you can get to a point where you can be more confident and you can do the things that you never thought you could because you thought anxiety was stopping you. And I'll go through why I think that's the case. I'll go through different tools, but the main tool I want to kind of preach today is mindfulness. And like I'm saying now, it's not a quick fix, but it will help you take steps forward towards finding the answer that you need. And I'll explain why. So, if you're tuning in on the replay, go grab a pen and paper. And if you're watching this now, essentially grab a pen and paper. And I want you to ask yourself what your intention is today. Why have you come to this webinar today? What made you click on my page? What made you click on this Facebook Live, and what do you want from today? So I'm going to give you literally 2 minutes. Grab a pen and paper and ask yourself, what do you want from today? It could be absolutely anything. It could be you just want to tune in and find out what mindfulness is. It could be you want to know how mindfulness can help with anxiety. Or even better, you might be that you want to use mindfulness as a tool for social anxiety, and you want to know how you can implement it throughout your day. So I'll give you 2 minutes for that. And if you do have any questions, post on the Facebook and I will be watching. And for those that don't know, I'm also a physiotherapist as well as a coach, hence why I'm in a clinic today with my friend just over there. So hopefully you got a few intentions down. If you don't know why you're here and you're just curious, that's also fine. So I'm not going to go through social anxiety and what it is, but essentially I want to talk about the cost of social anxiety. Now, when I'm talking about the cost, what I mean is, what is social anxiety preventing you from doing? What are those things that you love to do that social anxiety is actually stopping you from doing? And the reason why this is important is, I know some people will say, oh, this will only trigger my anxiety. And it's true. At some points in your life, you will think about this and it will trigger it, will make you feel worse. But at the same time, it can also be used as motivation. And understanding what social anxiety is costing you can then lead to finding what are those things that you want to move towards. A lot of people talk about they want to come out of social anxiety, they want to come out of anxiety, but they don't know what their goals are. They don't know why they want to come out of it. What is social anxiety or anxiety in general stopping you from doing that you'd love to do? Because if you can understand that, you can then take steps to move towards it. And you can start to realize that actually you can come out of this anxiety. You can take steps to do the things that you love. And you can train your body, your nervous system to not feel as anxious as you are feeling now. And in some cases, not even feel anxious at all. If you had asked me a few years ago to do a Facebook Live, hey, even a video online, I would have been super nervous. I would have said no. But I've trained myself over the years to realize that it's okay. People aren't going to judge me. And even if they are, I'm okay with that. It's taken me a long time to learn that and train my body, train my nervous system, and train my mind to be that it's okay. So I want you to kind of spend 5 minutes now. We're going to go until 1:15, and we're going to basically jot down, what is social anxiety costing you? What are those things that you love to do that you wish you could, but you're not doing? And I've given a few examples here. So some of them are examples that I faced. So for example, not being able to speak up in front of other people, constantly being worried I'll be judged, feeling trapped in my head, feeling helpless. There was a time when I struggled to find meaningful connections in friends because I was scared to open up. I was scared to kind of go out and be myself. Being scared of looking stupid in front of other people. That's a massive one there. Feeling detached from yourself, just feeling, you're not like other people. You're feeling like you're not yourself. And I've also got other physical symptoms that you may experience, such as tiredness, feeling irritable, muscle tension and tightness, increased heart rate. So I just want you to jot down or think of factors that you love to do, things that you love to do that social anxiety is actually preventing you from doing. And it can be literally anything that comes to your head. Don't overthink it. Just jot down anything that comes to your head, even if it doesn't make sense at this moment. What would you love to do that you feel you can't do because of social anxiety. And just jotting down everything that comes to your head. And I'll literally give you another 4 more minutes. And really think of every aspect of your life. What are those things that you love to do? Even if it's simple, even if it's going to the shop and not worrying about what other people are thinking about you, or just being able to go into a shop, buy something, even if it's as simple as that. It could be more complex. Maybe you want to meet someone that you love, form a romantic relationship, but you're too scared to kind of go out there, put yourself out there. You're scared of what they might think of you. And every time you think of it, maybe it makes you feel a bit irritable, makes you feel like you're going to panic. So think of anything that you love to do that you're not doing now because of social anxiety or anxiety in general. Let's go for another 3 more minutes and then we'll keep moving. And again, if you have any questions, just post them down below. Common thing I get is a lot of patients who come in actually for physio. So they don't come in for coaching. They come in with a lot of tension, tightness, and a lot of times they suffer from anxiety from not being able to go out and talk to people. And especially with COVID now, is being locked down, being stuck in your room, stuck in your flat, not being able to socialize as much. They found that this anxiety has worsened, and also the pain symptoms have also worsened. So whatever you can think of. Going for another minute and a half. Remember, guys, don't overthink it. Don't feel there has to be a right answer. However you feel, what the things that you want to do are things that mean something relevant to you. So write them down. Don't overthink it. Don't feel there needs to be a right answer for this, because there isn't. So the last few seconds, just jotting down whatever else comes to you. And the reason why we're going through this is so that we can really find the root desire that you want, so we can move towards it. Because like I said, there isn't a single cure, there isn't a single answer. So we're trying to find out, what is that thing that will motivate you forward? What is that thing that will help you take those first steps to finding help, to overcoming your anxiety and managing it for the better? So let's move on. If you want to carry on writing, you can. So what is mindfulness? So mindfulness is essentially the idea of being aware consciously of something in front of you in the present moment. It can be thought of a relaxation technique, but it's also a way to kind of step out your normal way of thinking and really ground yourself and really understand and accept those thoughts that you may be suffering from. And the main three kind of components of mindfulness are as follows. They are paying attention, so intention, their attention, sorry. It's being attentive and having an intention. So mindfulness is about doing something on purpose and deliberately. And attitude. So there's several different attitudes to mindfulness. One of them being in the being mode, so being in the present moment and not so fixated on doing. So we often get carried away in, setting goals, achieving things. But mindfulness is all about being in the present moment and being present of what you're feeling now in the moment, aware of the thoughts and acknowledging them for this moment. So a kind of common definition for mindfulness is the awareness that emerges that when we pay attention to experience in particular ways, so on purpose, in the present moment and non-judgmentally. And these, again, being non-judgmental is another attitude of mindfulness. And one of the qualities, as I was mentioning, is the doing mode versus the being mode. The being mode is the idea of connection with the current present moment. It's acknowledgement of how things are in this moment. So the way you're feeling and thinking, it's about accepting things as they are. So your emotions and thought, and not trying to change them. So often what happens in the doing mode is we have an emotion, for example, anger, and we either react quickly or we try and suppress that feeling. So mindfulness is all about sitting with that emotion and being okay with it. That it's okay. You don't need to run away from it. Nor do you have to suppress it, nor do you have to react to it. And the being mode is all about being centered, being still, and being calm. It's about being goalless, not having goals, and being in the present moment. Now, the doing mode is completely the opposite. It's about being goal orientated, in some cases self-centered. It's trying to work harder to solve a problem. It's feeling like every difficulty you need to change right now, and you just need to keep going, keep going, keep going. And most actions in a doing mode are automatic. It's how we naturally respond. It's an unconscious reaction to something. And often when we react without thinking, when we react emotionally, it's coming from a place of not being in the present moment. We're reacting to past beliefs. We're reacting to our actions and behaviors that we normally do. So the idea of being in the present moment, in the being mode, is literally finding stillness within yourself in that moment, acknowledging that moment, and being with that moment. It's almost like trying to form a pause in your mind instead of just reacting. So, the benefits of mindfulness. So, to keep it short and simple, there are many benefits of mindfulness, and you probably see it all over social media now. In terms of anxiety, mindfulness can be really useful in finding awareness and understanding of your anxiety. With anxiety, we may have increased heart rate, we may have panic attacks, we may start sweating a lot, we may feel like everyone is judging you and you have constant thoughts. These thoughts then get bigger and bigger, and before you know it, you're not even going out, you're just staying where you are. You might freeze, you might run away. So the idea of mindfulness is to help bring attention, awareness to that moment. It's a tool to use so that you can bring your awareness back to the present moment and realize, your thoughts are your thoughts. They're not facts. You don't have to react to them, and you can just stay aware of them, but then choose to move the opposite way and react to something that you'd love to do. So that's the first point. The second point is also, again, similar to what I just said. So acceptance of the unpleasant emotions. So we often face anger, sadness, frustration, and rather than reacting to them, it's almost, understanding those are emotions, and that's how we feel. And it's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel frustrated. You are human. You're not going to live your whole life and not feel those emotions. no matter what monk promises you that, you can feel happy and peaceful all the time, the fact is you're going to feel those emotions. And it's with practice you can learn to dissociate from those emotions and realize, yes, you're feeling angry. Yes, you're feeling sad. But that doesn't mean you have to react that way. It doesn't mean you have to live your whole life that way. It doesn't mean you have to suffer. And the more we practice that mindset, that muscle of mindfulness, the more we can learn to accept these emotions and not react to them. And this then ties in with the third point, which is calming down your nervous system. So your nervous system essentially is what controls those kind of increased heart rate, what controls the sweating, what increases, your adrenaline when you're in that kind of anxious state. So mindfulness is a way to kind of bring awareness back into your body and start to kind of go into that relaxation mode where you can slow down, you can relax. It's essentially initiating that parasympathetic response, that response in your body, which is all about relaxation. Whereas in anxiety, maybe complete opposite, where it's driving the sympathetic system, where you're, really trying to go all out. Your adrenaline is pumping, your cortisol rising, and you're really just trying to go all out, all out, all out. So mindfulness is just all about just taking a step back, taking a deep breath perhaps, and just saying, it's okay, I feel this way. I'm gonna go forward slowly, and it's fine. So the fourth point is being compassionate to yourself. So this ties in with everything else I've been saying. And this basically means literally being kind to yourself. It's about realizing you are human. You can have these emotions, you can have these thoughts, and it's completely okay. You do not have to criticize yourself. It doesn't make you less worthy of a person. It doesn't make you less of a person than anyone else. And essentially helps you kind of love yourself better, as cheesy as it sounds, helps build up your self-esteem, because you start then less criticizing yourself and you can take action towards actually boosting your self-esteem. And this is something that's often also referred to as kindfulness. You may have came across that point, which is basically the idea of being kind to yourself. Mindfulness allows you to be kind to yourself, kind to your thoughts and emotions, as opposed to constantly criticizing yourself or trying to run away from those emotions. So the final point, your brain, when you're in danger, it responds by thinking, you need to go back to safety, and you might get the flight, fright, or freeze response. Fight, flight, or freeze response, my bad. So the idea of this is these are three responses, and some people, when they kind of go through emotional kind of challenges, they might start fighting. They might try to fight against that kind of those feelings. They might respond by shouting, being angry at other people, or they might respond by flying away, which is basically running away, hiding, feeling really frightened. Or they might freeze. They might literally just freeze, don't know what to say. They might get tongue-tied. And these are all the natural responses in our body. Each one of us will have one way we react, whether it be fighting, flying away, so flight, or freezing. And this is very humanistic nature of us. It doesn't change who we are. If anything, it helps protect us from really massive danger. But when we go through this, and when we associate it with anxiety, what happens is when we go through that response, it's really hard to respond. It really feels like our body is shutting down on us. And mindfulness can basically help you to step outside your body and start to relax those natural responses that you may be feeling. Like I said, it's a relaxation response, and therefore, the more we can practice mindfulness, the more we can train our body to not react in certain ways in certain situations. So, to give an example of this, I used to be super anxious of meeting new people in large in large gatherings. So even, for example, a family gathering of 10, I would sometimes get nervous and I wouldn't know what to say. I would be scared of saying certain things in case at that time, because I thought I would look stupid. And because I thought I would look stupid, I wouldn't say anything. And in my head, I would have thousands of things. Oh, look, that person's looking at me. That person's thinking maybe I'm overweight. That person's thinking um, ill of me, bad of me. So all these thoughts will race through my head. And in that response, my natural response was to kind of just hide away. So it's flight. So I would literally go away, sit somewhere else, or just not say anything, and I'll just try and hide behind other people. And this was my kind of behavior for a long time. And when I started practicing mindfulness, I was able to understand this. It wasn't one session, it wasn't 30 days, it did take a long time, and I did do other things. But what mindfulness allowed me to do was slow down my mind. It allowed me to realize there's moments in life when I did feel like that. And it allowed me to become aware of those emotions and realize that I didn't have to react that way. I didn't have to run away. And in most cases, people weren't thinking, anything bad of me, or they weren't criticizing me. And these were all my perceptions. And mindfulness essentially allows me to relax my nervous system, especially now. There are times when I'm speaking in massive crowds where there is moments where I feel anxious, but taking that deep breath in, relaxing, and learning that it's okay, slowing down the way I speak, can help me to just stay calm and relaxed and then move forward. So essentially, that's what the benefits of mindfulness towards anxiety. And I really like this quote. I think it's from Einstein. You cannot solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it. You must learn to see the world anew. And this is essentially the idea of mindfulness. It allows you to step away from how you normally see life, how you normally respond, and see it from a different perspective. One where you're kind of slowing down your mindset, you're slowing down those thoughts, those emotions, and you're slowing down your nervous system so that you can respond from a place of love, from a place of non-judgment, from a place of being in the present moment, versus from a place of fear and feeling like people are going to attack you, or people are against you. So like I said, mindfulness isn't a hack. Many people think that mindfulness can give you immediate response. It cannot. You have to train it like a muscle, and the more we practice it, the better it becomes. Now, you can use this with other things. There are other tools that you can use it with, but as a tool itself, it is really beneficial, especially the more you practice it. A common one is meditation. So for those of you that don't know, meditation is a form of mindfulness, but so is going for a walk and being kind of aware of your steps, being aware of your surroundings. So meditation is a tool of mindfulness that's well promoted, but there are other ways that you can be mindful. And when combined with other tools such as therapy, coaching, from listening to music, whatever it is, there are other tools out there for anxiety. When you combine it, it allows you to have a list of different things that you can use whenever you feel anxious. So it's essentially equips you with more tools to face anxiety and overcome it. So I talked about intention at the start, intention of this webinar. And one of the main themes in my coaching is clarity. It's about being clear with your end goal. And the reason for this is it helps you find motivations towards seeking help and changing. When you don't know what you want, it's easy to lose direction, and it's easy to go down the wrong path. And having clarity in where you want to be can help you to take steps towards the end goal, the end desire of yours. And when you're anxious, it's really difficult to have clarity. It's like your mind is all over the place, and it's really difficult to know what you want. So the idea of this kind of section is all about finding out what you want. What is your end goal? Where do you want to be? What would life look like without social anxiety? How do you feel? Have you ever felt, has there ever been a time when you felt that you didn't have anxiety, and how did you feel? Did it feel good? And have you ever experienced a life without social anxiety? So these are all questions to really help you delve deeper to finding that core desire that you want. Because if you can understand that, and if you can nurture that kind of desire, you can then take steps towards it. And I'm not saying you're going to get there straight away. Like I said, it will take work. It will mean that you have to plunge in deep and do the work. But on the other side, it's absolutely beautiful. The moment you can do the things that you love, and anxiety doesn't hold you back anymore. You're no longer waking up to panic attacks. You're no longer struggling to sleep. You're no longer worrying about going outside. The moments you can do the things you love, life will get so much more greener, so much more colorful. So this section is all about clarity. And essentially, I want you to spend literally the next 10 minutes really delving deep and finding out, what do you want? How does social anxiety make you feel? And what is it stopping you from doing? What do you want to experience in life instead? So literally, we're going to go for 10 minutes. But I want you to really think about this. And actually, before we go really into it, we're going to go through a breathing exercise. And it's a form of mindfulness. And I want you to really pay attention to your breath. And the idea of this is, I want you to go through this technique, and then we're going to go through this journaling task, and I want you to write down whatever comes into your head. Don't overthink it. Whatever things that you love to do, write it out loud. Even if it feels it's a million miles away, that's okay. Just write down everything that comes into your head. So what you're going to do, one hand in your chest, one hand on your stomach. I don't know if you can see that. And then what you're going to do, you're going to take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in into your stomach and really expand your stomach out, and try not to expand your chest out as much. So focus on the breath in, on expanding your stomach. So breathing in for 4 seconds, and then breathing out for another 4 seconds. And as you're doing this, just making sure you're breathing and really expanding your stomach. And if you can see this, my upper hand on my chest isn't moving as much. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. And as you're doing this now, you can breathe into your mouth or your nose. I'm breathing into my nose, I'm breathing out through my mouth. And as you're doing this, just think of what you would love to do if you never had social anxiety. Don't overthink it. Just ask yourself, what would you love to do? Carrying on breathing. Breathing in for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4. And as you're doing it, just literally writing out everything that comes into your head that you'd love to do. Anything that comes into your head. Even if you've never thought about it before. You could literally have anything random as running naked. I've literally just got that. I don't know where that's come from, but it's there. Don't judge what you write, just carry on writing. So literally just writing down whatever comes into your head. I will give you another 4 more minutes. Going on for another 4 more minutes. Remember, if you get stuck, just taking those deep breaths in, breathing in for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4, and just writing whatever comes into your head. Don't overthink it. Literally, whatever comes into your head, write it all out. And if you feel comfortable, feel free to share. Write in the comments. If you're on Facebook Live, write in the comments there. Yeah, feel free to share. I'm sure someone will read it and be inspired. Give it another minute and then we'll move on. We've got a few shares here. So one person saying, speaking in a crowd of more than 100 people, amazing. Got one here saying, going to the shopping market and not feeling like everyone's watching me. Nice. Like I said, you might find a lot of people who share the same thoughts as you. And honestly, the more you can find people that you can share with, people that you trust, you will find that actually you all share common thoughts and fears and anxieties a lot of the time. Sweet. Let's move on. Feel free to carry on this writing as we move on. So, what's next? So, we're going to go into more of the meditation now. And, oh, I missed a bit. That's it. We're going to go into the meditation. It's a mindfulness meditation, which is a meditation really, followed by a visualization. I want you to follow through as much as you can. You might find that you get distracted. If that's the case, go through the breath. Focus on your breath, Focus your attention on your breath and just focus solely on that. Try not to judge your thoughts. Whatever comes up. That's okay. If you feel uncomfortable at any time, you can open your eyes. And you can just take a moment and then jump back in. If you want to stop, that's completely okay. If you feel triggered and you feel like you're comfortable enough to carry on going forward, that's okay. If you don't feel comfortable, by all means stop and take a moment. I would also advise that you write down anything that comes up after this session. The visualization, I'm going to lead up to a journaling task, and at the end of the journaling task, I do just want you to type up anything that comes up in your head. I've done this task a few times. It always brings up new stuff for me. So whatever comes into your head, write it all out. It won't be too long. And if you have any questions, post them down. I will answer them afterwards. If you don't, just that's fine. And if you don't want to post them here, you can always DM me and I will answer it after. So finding a safe and comfortable place. We're going to go through this together. We're going to do the same breathing technique that we spoke about. One hand on your chest, another on your stomach. It's whichever hand you want, whatever's comfortable. And as you breathe in, you're expanding your stomach and try not to bring your chest up. It's all coming from your stomach. If you've never done this before, it's going to be difficult. And if at any point you feel like it's a bit too hard, feeling a bit fatigued, just go back to your normal breathing, but having your hand on your stomach. Remember, you don't have to, it's not you're trying to push your stomach out completely, just whatever's comfortable for now. I will give it another 2 more minutes because I know some people are still writing. So just write down whatever's coming up for you, and in terms of the journaling task that we did, and then we'll get started. Other than that, have some water ready. So grab some water if you don't have any besides you. Again, try not to judge your thoughts. If you feel like in your head you're thinking, oh, this is stupid, why am I doing this? Go back to feeling your hand on your stomach and breathing into your hand. And that will just switch that attention from your mind onto your hand and your breathing. So give it another few minutes and we're going to get started. If you have any questions, post them down below. Also find somewhere where you're super comfortable. And we will get started literally in a moment. There's a few questions on Facebook that I'm getting now, so I'm just answering those, but carry on watching. Cool. Let's get started, guys. Ideally, I'd want you sitting up, feet on the floor. If you want to do it lying down, some people do. By all means, you can. The only problem is that you might fall asleep. So ideally, seated, legs on the floor. If you've never done this, take it easy. If you might feel like you're being silly, you might have all these thoughts racing through in your head. That's okay. It's part of the process. Like I said, switch your attention back onto your hand, which is going to be on your stomach, and your breathing. Okay. So, taking a deep breath in. And I prefer to have my eyes closed doing this. You can have it open. I will open my eyes at one point just to make sure everyone's okay. But I want you to kind of remain with your eyes closed. Remember, if you're on Facebook Live, no one's watching you. Otherwise, you can always turn your screen off if you feel uncomfortable and with the idea that I'm watching you. So, taking a deep breath in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in again, deep breath in. And breathing out. What we're going to do next, we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. You can either breathe into your nose or your mouth. You're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. You're going to hold it for 6, and then you're going to breathe out for 8. So breathing in for 4 seconds. Hold it. Breathe out. Breathing in for 4. Holding it. Breathing out. Breathing in for 4. Holding it. Breathing out. And again, breathing in for 4. Breathing out for, holding it for 6. And breathing out for 8. Carrying on breathing in. So breathing in for 4. Holding it. Breathing out. Okay, we're going to do this 5 more times. Breathing in for 4. Holding it. Breathing out. Breathing in. Holding it. Breathing out. So the last 3 by yourself. Remember, if any thoughts come back or any thoughts come into your head, place your attention back on your stomach and your breath. So have your hand on your stomach, breathing in and out, and holding it and paying attention to the breath. If you feel uncomfortable, if you feel stupid, silly, whatever comes into your head, just remember paying attention back onto your hand, just telling yourself it's okay, it's fine, you're just exploring. And I want you to carry on breathing in. If you've got your eyes closed, slowly getting your eyes closed again. And as you do this now, breathing in for 4, holding it, breathing out. What I want you to do now is now revert back, just breathing in normally, but taking deep breaths in, breathing out slowly. Taking your time, there's no pause, there's no rush, just breathing in, expanding your stomach as much as you can, and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And ask yourself now, as you continue this breathing, still maintaining the breathing, if there's a color that you associate with making you feel happy, making you feel confident, making you feel connected to yourself, and all those feelings of just feeling happy and alive in life. What color would you associate with those feelings? It can be 1 or 2. Whatever color that you think of, just thinking of that color. Just really paying attention to what that color feels like. So as you breathe in now, I want you to imagine in front of you the cloud of smoke. And it's a colored smoke. It's color that we just spoke about, the color that brings you joy, happiness, feeling alive. And with each breath in, I want you to imagine you're breathing in that smoke. So breathing it in, and just seeing that smoke passing down your body, down your neck, breathing in either through your nose or your mouth, but through your nose if you can, and seeing it pass down your chest and down your arms. Taking your time, there's no rush. And if the idea of smoke, breathing in smoke makes you feel uncomfortable, that's okay. Just imagine it as just a magical form of water vapor or dust or air. And just see yourself breathing it in. And just see yourself breathing in down your chest. Breathing down your stomach. Just continue breathing it in. Seeing it pass down your stomach, down your legs, and down into your feet. Taking your time, there's no rush, just seeing it now passing down your whole body, down your chest, down your arms, down your stomach, passing all the way down, down your legs, down your feet. Just feeling those feelings that we spoke about, that feeling of being alive, being social, being happy, connected. Just feeling those feelings in your body. Still breathing in and out. Just feel how it feels to be alive. How would it feel to be alive? How do you breathe? Would you be more relaxed? Would you be more excited? With each breath in, breathing in, breathing out, just seeing and noticing those feelings inside you. Just notice how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel alive? And if not, that's okay. But what can you do with the next breath in to make yourself feel more alive? And as you breathe out, what else can you do to make yourself feel even more alive? Just breathing in and out. And as you start feeling those feelings, I want you to now revert your attention back onto your breath. Have one hand on your chest, another on your stomach. And this time we're going to carry on breathing in. And this time we're going to go back to doing the hold. So we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 6, and breathe out for 8. So when you're ready, breathing in, holding, breathing out. Breathing in, holding, breathing out. Breathing in, holding, breathing out. Carry on doing that, just switching your attention on your breath now. Breathing, holding it, and breathing out. Continue that breathing. So breathing in for 4 seconds, holding it for 6. Feel free to count. Breathing out for 8. Breathing in and out. And just continue that breathing. If you feel any thoughts coming up, that's okay. If you struggled with that color that I spoke about, if you struggled with focusing on how it feels to be alive, that's also okay. Now just bring your attention back onto the breath. Breathe in for 4. Hold it. Breathe out. Going for another few minutes. Breathing in. Holding it. Breathing out. Breathing in, holding it, breathing out. Breathing in, holding it, nice. Carry on breathing in. You're doing great, guys. If it helps, imagine as you're breathing in now, there are roots, like a tree roots, coming out of your feet. Magical tree roots coming out of your feet. And they're connecting to the ground below you. Just imagining your feet now more and more becoming firmly attached to the floor below you. You becoming more and more grounded into the ground, into the floor below you. And with each breath in, as you breathe in, as you feel your chest rise, as your chest staying flat and your stomach rising, I want you to imagine now also feeling your feet connected more and more to the ground below you. Imagine as each breath in, your stomach is rising and your feet is getting more and more anchored to the ground below you. And just see yourself and feel yourself becoming more and more grounded, more and more inside your body, and more relaxed. Breathing in and out, just seeing how that feels. Remember, if you've never done this before and you're finding it hard, that's completely okay. It's going to be weird. It's going to be difficult. But if you're doing this so far and you're pushing through, absolutely fine. Remember, we're not trying to get anywhere. We're not trying to achieve anything. We're just paying attention to our breath, to our feet, and to other parts of our body as we breathe in and out. And trying to relax our bodies even more in our seats. Breathing in and out. And what I want you to do now, we're going to go through the visualization, keeping your eyes closed, still continuing with the breathing, so having your hand on your stomach and one hand on the chest, and just breathing in, feeling your chest not rising and your stomach rising more. With each breath in, I want you to imagine a young child, a really happy child, one that brings you so much joy and happiness. You don't need to know who they are, just a child that brings you so much happiness and joy, makes you smile with laughter and joy. A child that makes you feel relaxed. I want you to imagine this child walking down a colorful, safe forest. If they can't walk down, you can imagine them crawling almost down an inflatable path. And we can imagine now they're walking down and they're admiring everything around them, the beauty around them, admiring the trees with the beautiful leaves, they're admiring the flowers, the colorful flowers. They're really admiring everything around them. They're going down this forest. And I still want you to carry on breathing in and out, paying attention to your breath. Breathing out. Also see this child, this familiar child, so much joy and happiness, strolling down this forest, the safe forest. And as they're moving through this forest, I can imagine now they're moving faster and faster. They're getting really faster and they're enjoying every moment of it. It's almost like they're running now, faster and faster. moving faster and faster, breathing in and out, paying attention to your breath. And they're getting faster and faster. And as they're running faster and faster, you notice it's almost now like they're running so fast, like a bright light. A bright white light. They're running faster and faster, and it's almost like they're so fast, they're like a bright white light. And this light just shooting forward, racing forward. And in a count of 3, I want you to imagine this light just shoots up into the sky. So in the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and it shoots up into the sky, racing upwards into the sky, past Earth, into the clouds, past all the way into space, shooting like a bright star now, shooting all the way up. And as it's shooting up, you can see it just burst into the sky, into the planets, and it's shooting forwards. And it's shooting past all the planets, all the beautiful planets that you see. And you're literally just racing forwards. And you're shooting further and further away from Earth. I can imagine the bright white light just shooting excitedly forward. And still paying attention to your breathing, so breathing in and out. Breathing in, holding it and out. And it's shooting forward now. In the horizon, you see a planet, but it's no ordinary planet. It's a planet that has your name on it. It looks super cool. It looks like home. It makes you feel like you're arriving home, and in the distance you see it. And you're moving towards it with excitement. There's so much excitement for you, and you're moving towards it, racing forward. Breathing in and out. As you're racing towards it, I want you to see that as you land on this planet, it's completely empty. It's just you. It's your home. You feel safe. And in front of you, I want you to see that you're landing in front of a control panel. And this control panel allows you to create anything you want, literally anything. And I want you, when you're ready, when you're absolutely ready, you see that in this front of you, in this control panel in front of you, you can create whatever you want. There's all these buttons. And I want you to ask yourself, what would a life without social anxiety look like? Let me repeat that. What would a life without social anxiety look like? And I want you to start literally drawing out using the control buttons. You can just press a button and anything you want comes up. And I want you to start pressing these buttons with so much ease. All these things in front of you pop up. It could be anything, spending time with loved ones, finding new loved ones, whatever it is, forming a relationship, just being able to go out with more confidence, trusting yourself, whatever it is, just pressing the button and letting whatever pop up. And at the same time, I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to do to get there? The 2 questions. What would a life without social anxiety look like? And what do I need to do to get there? Don't overthink it, whatever comes up. When you're ready, open your eyes and start writing it out. Literally write it out in front of you on a piece of paper. Or you can just think it if you've got no paper, but ideally writing it out. I'm going to let you do this for the next 4 minutes, just writing down whatever comes into your head. And if you at any point lose focus or you start judging yourself, just coming back to your breath, closing your eyes, breathing in, holding it for 6, and breathing out for 8. So breathing in for 4, holding it for 6, breathing out for 8. 4, 6, 8. So whatever comes into your head, just taking that moment, breathing in and then writing it out. Don't judge it. There's no right or wrong answer. Some of it will not make sense. Don't worry about how you will do it. Just focus on whatever comes up, writing it out. Carrying this on for 4 more minutes. Go. So breathing in and out. If you've just joined in on the Facebook Live, obviously we have started. Do catch the replay, but if you can, just switching your attention to the 4, 6, 8 breath. So breathing in for 4 seconds, holding it for 6 seconds, and breathing out for 8 seconds, having your hand on your stomach, another hand on your chest, and breathing in into your hand on the stomach. So really feeling your stomach rising up and down, okay? I'm over exaggerating there, obviously, but yeah. Whatever comes into your head, writing it all out. Whatever comes into your head, writing it all out. Breathing in and out. I'm just going to go for another few minutes. Whatever comes into your head. If you see a shape or a color, also just writing down the shape and asking yourself, what does that shape mean to me? Pour your heart out. Notice the feelings when you're on this planet, when you feel excited, when you're creating the things that you love. Just writing it all out and asking yourself, what steps do I need to do? It can be anything that comes into your head. And even if it doesn't make sense, it can be read a book, read a certain type of book, read a podcast, listen to a podcast, go for a walk, whatever comes up into your head, write it out. And you can go into detail. So if you're creating relationships, if that's what you want, if you're going out to the shop, go into more detail. See yourself going to that shop, but ask yourself, how would I look? How would I feel? What would I be doing that shows that I have more confidence? How am I embodying that confidence? Am I walking upright? Am I breathing in deeply? Am I just going with a I don't care, fuck it attitude? Sorry for the language. Breathing in and out. Just going for another minute. We're nearly done. Doing great, guys. Keeping going. If you're on the Facebook Live, do you ask me any questions? I will get back to you on my phone. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And give it another minute, guys. Just 1 more minute and then we're going to go into it. in and out. Whatever's coming to your head, remember, take a deep breath in, 4 seconds in, hand on your stomach, holding for 6, breathing out for 8. Cool. When you're ready, when you slowly open your eyes, take your time, and then you breathe in. Just feeling your feet, moving your feet if you need to, wiggling your hands if you need to, and your shoulders. Slowly opening your eyes. Carrying on writing if you will. I'm going to finish off by saying a few things. So journal whatever comes up. I've asked a lot of questions that some of you may have never even thought about before. And I really want you to take time to, over the next few days, journal whatever comes up. You may find just throughout the day, random stuff comes up, write it down. How to implement this, I want you to meditate 5 times a day. Find something online. There's music you can find online. There's videos you can find online. Just finding something that you can do for 5 minutes where you're just breathing in and breathing out, focusing your attention on your breath. And another thing you can do is practicing the feeling of what you want to feel. Hopefully I've opened your brain to some ideas about what you'd love to do. I want you to just feel that emotion. So if you want to go for a walk down the road and that idea brings you happiness and joy, I want you to feel that happiness and joy. And it's difficult when you're going through anxiety, but I want you to really, if you can, throughout the day, whenever you get a chance, to notice how that feeling is and just notice how it feels to be happy and full of joy. Fourthly, get clarity on where you want to go. And hopefully today's opened your eyes to that and really got you to think about what life without anxiety would allow you to do. Because once you get that, once you find that motivation, and don't worry about too much how long it will take or how it will get there, just focus on what that feeling will bring you. Because we're so caught up with how anxiety will make us feel, and yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's an automatic response, but we get so worried that we don't ever focus on the things that we'd love in this life, especially now with COVID. So really focus on getting clarity on where you want to go. And the last 2 bits are seek help. Doing this alone is super hard. And we live, fortunately, in an era where we have internet. Go online, look at YouTube videos, read books, listen to podcasts. If you can, seek help. But honestly, the main message of this kind of online webinar is don't give up. Don't give up on yourself, because you can come out of this. You can get help. You can overcome this. Don't give up. Take time. It takes time and it can be difficult, but I promise you, the journey is so worth it, because as you go through this journey, you will slowly start to do things that you wished you could have done, or you wish you could do now. And as you do those things, you will come out of it. But it's only if you seek help now, if you only push yourself and take action. Do this for yourself, because you will thank yourself down the line. And it does get better, I promise you. It gets so much better. The grass is 10 times greener on the other side. But it's hard, and you may need help, but you can do this. So just writing down, finishing off. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to finish up. Just going quickly. As you know, I'm a coach. So I'm going to go through a quick program that I have. If you're aligned to it, jump on. If you're not, jump off. That's fine. The webinar's pretty much done now. This is for anyone who is interested. It's a 90-day program that I'm hosting. It's called Intuitively Aligned Confidence Program. The idea is 90 days to learn to make peace with your body and quieten your mind. It's about feeling confidence in yourself and really going towards your goals, finding clarity in your goals. And it's really about, the end goal is all about confidence, about being confident enough to understand and manage those emotional thoughts, those behaviors that are holding you back, and realize that you can move forward. You can do this. And sometimes we just need accountability and someone to kind of guide us and show us the blind spots. And that's what this program is about. It's about you claiming the life you want, and I'll be there to assist you. And I combine neuroscience with the idea of intuition, and I give you practical tools each week. We go through a session where I really dive deep into what's blocking you, what's causing anxiety, and really delve deep. And we go through a process where I help you kind of release that fear, release that tension and that block that's stopping you from moving forward. And I give you tools each week, and depending on where you are right now, I'll give you tools to really step outside your comfort zone and go forwards. The first month is all about clarity and compassion, where we kind of step back, look into the thoughts and belief. And the third and fourth step is really where we push you and really stretch you out to a point where you can step forward with more confidence. 90 days is a long time. And if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to trust me and trust yourself to go through that change, if you're tired of each year being the same, this is the program for you. What do you get from the program? You get 1 month of weekly sessions. That's 4 sessions. You then get 2 months of bi-weekly sessions. That's 4 sessions split over 2 months. You get weekend check-ins. So accountability is there. You have to check in to work with me, and I will help you through this process. I will help you break through those barriers. You will get meditation and visualization audios and videos that you can do. You get online support, to access to me via email, WhatsApp, and an app called Marco Polo, which is free to download, and you'll get constant access to me. And you'll get exercises to really expand on your growth and really step outside your comfort zone again. And I will also help you to understand your values so that you can build more clarity in your life and more passion towards yourself. If you're interested, if this resonates with you, book in a free discovery session and let's talk. Let's just talk about if, 1, I can help you, 2, if you want to work with me, and 3, if you're down for this, if you want that change and you're ready to go, or if you're still unsure and you just want to find out more. I'm not a salesperson. Just jump on and let's just talk. Basically, I can try and help you as much as I can in that call. The call will be maximum an hour, so let me know. Otherwise, thank you. My name is Jagannath, and you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I will be uploading the replay of this on my Facebook. It will be on YouTube. Don't know when, but it will be on YouTube soon. And you can also follow me on Instagram. If you have any questions about what we've talked about today, about the program, or just anything you want help with, drop me an email. I'll try and respond as soon as I can. My email is jagnathsva@gmail.com. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me. If you've watched all of this and it's been helpful, let me know. If there's something you feel I could have added, if you want something else in this in the future, let me know and I will do my best to help you in that sense. And again, my door is always open. Any questions you have, anything you want help with, let me know and I will do my best to help you. Thank you. My name is Jag. See you soon. Stop the share. Hold on, you guys.